Okay, so if you're into mindfulness, you've probably heard it a million times, right? Just be aware. But what if that's not the whole picture? Today, we're going to dig into why simple awareness, as crucial as it is, might not actually be the final destination.
All right, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your mindfulness practice has just stalled? You're putting in the time, you're doing the work, but it just feels like you're spinning your wheels, not really getting anywhere. Yeah, it's a super common feeling, and honestly, it can be pretty frustrating.
I mean, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, right? You show up, you sit down, you diligently try to tune in to your thoughts, your breath, the sounds around you. You are absolutely doing the work, following that fundamental instruction to just notice what's happening. And yet, here's the kicker. That awareness, all by itself, it is not enough. So that's the big question, isn't it? If awareness alone isn't the finish line, what else is there? What are we missing? Okay, so that brings us to a really important idea. We need to kind of shift our perspective on awareness. We need to see it less as the ultimate goal and more as the essential foundation, the solid ground that we build everything else on. And let's be clear, that foundation is so valuable. I mean, when you're aware, you actually know what's going on inside your own head. You get this sense of clarity, like, okay, I know what to do here. And you can feel, I mean, really feel, the difference between a mind that's present and one that's totally lost in the clouds. But here's the snag. Here's the problem that pure awareness can't solve on its own. What do you do when the novelty wears off and the practice starts to feel a bit stale, or you hit that wall where it feels like you're not making any real progress at all? That's where we need to dig a little deeper. So, to really get a handle on this deeper process, we're going to borrow a really cool analogy from the tech world. It's called the data to wisdom model. And honestly, it is a surprisingly perfect way to map out how our own minds turn raw experience into, well, wisdom. Okay, let's break this down. It all starts with data. Think of this as your basic awareness, just gathering up all the raw stuff. Sensations, thoughts, feelings, you name it. Then your mind's own intelligence kicks in and organizes that data into information, sorting things into streams, like this is a physical feeling versus this is a mental story. As you keep observing, you start to gain knowledge about how these streams connect and influence each other. And that all leads to the final step, wisdom. That's when you can actually use that knowledge skillfully to navigate your own mind. So here's the thing that's so powerful about this model. Wisdom isn't some far-off mystical concept. Nope. In this framework, it's a practical skill. It's literally the ability to apply what you know about your own mind to create better outcomes and, suffer less. And you know what the best part is? This whole thing might sound a little bit complicated, but your job is actually super simple. All you have to do is focus on step one. Just collect the data. Just be aware. The rest of the system, your mind's own natural intelligence, will start to organize it all from there. So this model brings us to a huge question, a real crossroads we all face in our practice. When a difficult emotion pops up, like anger or anxiety, what do we do? Do we try to just muscle through it and suppress it with sheer effort, or is there a smarter way? And this slide lays out those two paths perfectly. On one side, you have pure effort, or what's called samadhi. And yeah, it can temporarily shove a problem down, but it doesn't deal with the reason it's there, so that conflict always comes roaring back. On the other side is panya, or wisdom. This approach is totally different. Instead of fighting the feeling, it gets curious. It looks at the situation to understand its causes and conditions. And that is what can actually free the mind for good. Yeah, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? One approach is all about force and resistance, which is just exhausting. The other is about insight and clarity, which is freeing. So what does this process of gaining insight actually look like in real life? I mean, when you're right in the middle of a difficult moment, how do you do this? Let's get super practical. All right, here's a simple 4-step method you can use. Number 1, just acknowledge the feeling. Say to yourself, okay, anxiety is here. That's it. Number 2, accept it. Don't fight it, don't judge it, just let it be. Now, number 3 is the game changer. This is the wisdom part. Investigate. Get curious. Ask, how does this actually feel in my body? What thoughts kick this off? And then, over time, and this is key, it happens over many observations, you arrive at step 4, genuine understanding of that emotion's nature. And it's so important to realize this. Insight is not always some huge, dramatic lightning bolt moment. It's usually not. True insight can be really quiet. It can pop up while you're washing the dishes or in the shower, and suddenly you just see something, a simple little truth about your own experience. But don't underestimate those small insights, because their impact can be massive. Seriously, even a tiny bit of understanding gives your mind so much strength. It juices up all the good qualities, like calm and clarity. It can literally shift a mental pattern almost instantly. And once you see something clearly for yourself, that truth stays with you. You don't doubt it.
All right, so this brings us to the final and maybe the most crucial piece of this whole puzzle, approaching this entire path with patience. Look, wisdom isn't a lottery ticket you just find one day. It's much more like building a wall, brick by brick. Every single moment of curious awareness is another small bit of data you're collecting. It's another brick you're laying in that foundation of understanding. It really is this simple. Your level of understanding is 100% tied to your level of practice. It's a direct correlation. The more consistently you show up to collect that data, the clearer your understanding is going to become. Period. Ultimately, you have to pay the price, which just means doing the work. The real key is to be patient, to work steadily, and here's the hard part, to not get attached to a specific outcome. Don't think about it, don't hope for it, just keep practicing. So I'll leave you with this question to take into your day. Let's forget about wisdom or enlightenment for a minute. Let's just focus on step one. What is one small piece of data, one sensation, one thought, one feeling that you can get curious about in your mind today?